All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Bengals rookie Kris Jenkins Jr. And then Jenkins is a guy who's coming along strong for the Bengals. They got a great player here. And we've got a nice set of cut-ups here to highlight everything Jenkins will bring to the Cincinnati defense. As always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us any comments with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, we're going to open up with a pass rush here for Jenkins. And there he is right there, lined up in what I'm going to call a two-eye technique. He's on the inside eye of the guard right there. That's why it's a two-eye. If he was on the outside shoulder, it would be a three technique. If he was on the outside shoulder of the center, like right there, we would call that a one technique. And here he's going to get a one-on-one matchup right here between him and the right guard right there. And the Bears here, they're going to slide their protection by design here to the right side of your screen, the offensive left. So these three guys are taking the gap to their left, and then we're going to get one-on-one pass protection here on this side, like we talked about right there. And when you get these one-on-one matchups, you've got to win them if you're going to be a nice player. Jenkins does a really nice job here with an initial move, then a counter move inside to sack the quarterback. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the Bears working to the right side of the screen. The offense is left, and you can see one-on-one right here. Watch what Jenkins does. He gets into the offensive lineman, and his initial move doesn't work very good. Right there, I don't like the disengagement, but see that counter spin move? Get into the quarterback, get him down. I love that strength too, by the way. That's Caleb Williams, obviously a great athlete, really big, exciting young player. He gets him and throws him down right there. Williams is not a guy who's easy to get down. We've seen that so far in the preseason. No problem for Jenkins, though. He's got a lot of great strength. But I just want to talk about his athleticism, right? Because his initial move right here against number 64 doesn't work. But right here, he goes to the outside move, and right there, the right guard's like, okay, I got him, and then he just disappears. That's elite level stuff using that spin move. I don't see a lot of defensive tackles pull out the spin move like this with this much success, but I tell you what, folks, Jenkins got the athletic skills to do it, and that's exactly what they need him to be, a disruptor up front for the defensive line, and this is a great example of it right here.
Yeah, Nick, and this is a guy who certainly has the athleticism, but I think he's starting to put it together, and we've seen a huge jump from preseason game 1 versus the Bucks to preseason game 2 versus the Bears. You look at preseason game 1, kind of a disappointing performance, but it's just the preseason. A 30 overall PFF grade. Now in game 2 versus the Bears, really made a huge jump, a 75.8 PFF grade. That's an absolutely massive 45-point jump for him. So I think we're seeing a lot of improvement, and we're seeing Jenkins really starting to pick up the NFL game.
All right, switching up to a run defense, and there is Jenkins right there at a zero technique. Head up old school nose guard right there in the middle of your screen. And this is going to be an old school downhill running play for the Chicago Bears against the Bengals defense. We're going to get one-on-one blocks here on this side right here. Center one-on-one on Jenkins. Fullback's going to lead the way, find a seam to try and get up to the linebacker right there. We're going to get double teamed between the left guard and left tackle, working up to that linebacker. Tight end's working out, and receiver's going to insert for the safety. Running back's going to try and get north and south wherever he finds a hole. Again, this is just an old school downhill football, the way really AFC North football traditionally is played. Let's watch Jenkins here at the point of attack. You hear a lot of time about two gapping if you're going to be a nose tackle in this kind of alignment. What that means is you have to have the ability to kind of play back and forth both gaps simultaneously. The running back commits this way, you got to flash that way. If he bounces back, you got to commit back that way. You have to basically clog up this entire space right here by yourself. Jenkins does a great job of it. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see one-on-one blocks right here on the entire right side of the offensive line in the center. Fullback's working to lead the way here against number 59 for the Bengals. Double team on the backside right there, working up to that backside linebacker. Tight end works out. Wide receivers inserting right there. So again, old school downhill football. This is really fun stuff to watch. Don't see a whole lot of this in today's game. But I want you guys to watch Jenkins right here. Watch him get into the center. See that extension? See how he fully walks out his arms and gets that separation and has eyes on the running back right here? That is perfect stuff right there. He's watching this running back right here while having the center dislocated. This is perfect two gap. Let's go back to the original picture here. Remember, Jenkins here is trying to clog up both A gaps here to the left and the right of the center. And what he does by engaging here, he closes up the right A gap in terms of the offensive perspective by moving the center over there and puts his own body in the left A gap right here. This is phenomenal work. He watches the running back. He's got his eye on him right there. And the moment the running back steps and tries to cut to the left, what does he do? Move to the left as well. This is awesome stuff because right here, running back, right, left, When he tries to cut back again, plays over. It's done. He's wasted too much time in the backfield. And then Jenkins fights off the block and helps being part of the tackle. This is great stuff up front here from Jenkins, right? It's dirty work. It doesn't make the highlights. It's not going to get you on the stat sheet. No one's going to praise you when you watch film there on Sundays in terms of the analyst on TV. But I tell you what, this will win over the locker room. Defensive linemen, especially young defensive linemen who are willing to get nasty, do this dirty work. It earns the respect of your teammates and will really help out your defense. Lou Anarumo really will like this kind of stuff. I guarantee you that. Let's take a look at it from the wide copy right here. There he is right there in front of the center. Watch him two gap this perfectly. Plays it off, comes off at the end and helps make the tackle. Again, see how he covers up essentially two gaps. So right there, he forces the running back. He's the running back right there. You can see he sees the center in the hole, has to cut back. Then Jenkins reacts to that hole right there. And then the running back has to cut again. And at that point, the cavalry arrives and it's a dead play. Great rep here from Jenkins. All right, going with another pass rush. There is Jenkins lined up right there at a 3 technique on the outside shoulder, number 64, the right guard for the Chicago Bears. And the Bears up here are going a sprint out protection. They're going to have everybody up front from the offensive line trying working to the offense's left, the left side of your screen right there. They're basically trying to get a lot of movement this direction real quick to get a nice, easy, quick throw on the perimeter for Caleb Williams. This is a play essentially everybody runs. It's designed to be a play that gets you a quick, easy 4 or 5 yards. It's not hard. Running back leads the way to help secure the edge. Quarterback loops around, gets a quick hitch on the outside, quick out on the outside. Really easy play, right? It's designed to get the quarterback out of the pocket, get him out of harm's way from all these edge defenders. And 99 times out of 100, it works. But let's watch Jenkins here. With his pure, unadulterated speed, he's able to split the difference and cause the quarterback, Caleb Williams here, to hurry up. It results in an incomplete pass. This is kind of sneaky good plays by Jenkins and could have a big impact for the Bengals this season. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap you can see up front. The Bears offensive line is sprinting to the left right there. You can watch Caleb Williams, the quarterback. He's trying to roll out here, get a quick, easy throw, and misses him. He's a little off the mark, right? Bad play by the quarterback, of course, but let's watch Jenkins here. Watch how quickly he splits those defenders right there, gets north and south, and I guarantee you right there, Caleb Williams feels that. He rushes his throw a little bit. You can see his base is all over the map there, and it's a little inaccurate. It's an incomplete pass. Folks, this play is set up to be an easy completion on the outside for an easy 5 yards. That's what it's supposed to be. But when you're able to rush the quarterback just a beat, but with this just level of speed and athleticism, again, this is Darnell Wright, number 58 for the Bears. He's one of the better offensive linemen. Jenkins beats him to the spot cleanly and effectively, just influences Caleb Williams just a little bit, right? Because Williams knows if he holds onto this ball a beat longer, he's going to get hit by Jenkins. Rushes the throw. It's high and inside. It's an incomplete pass. This 2nd and 10, right? This incomplete pass, this negative play for the offense, positive for the defense, is caused by Jenkins here. It's not all about the stats sometimes. It's not all about the quarterback hits or the sacks or the tackles for loss or even the PFF grades. It's just disrupting the offensive timing in today's NFL, and Jenkins has the potential to do just that for the Bengals this season.
Yeah, Nick, and we talked about his speed and athleticism. I think he brings a lot to the table there. And let's just go through his combine and see just how impressive this guy was in just the pure speed and athleticism department. This is a guy whose shuttle and 3 cone times are both almost 0.2 of a second faster than any other interior defensive lineman at this year's combine. His broad jump was tied for the best. His vertical jump, the second best. This guy just in the speed and pure athleticism, explosiveness department, he is one of the best prospects as far as interior defensive linemen were in this year's draft. And I think we're seeing that on the field now.
All right, going back to the first preseason game against the Buccaneers, and there's Jenkins lined up right there in a 3 technique this time for the Bengals on the outside shoulder of the Bucs right guard in this situation. And this is going to be a double team block up here for the Buccaneers on Jenkins. This double team is working up to 45. The linebacker here for the Bengals, 87 is going to work out. A wide receiver is going to try and insert for 27. We're going to kind of backside work here for the Buccaneers. And it's just going to be a downhill run right here. This whole point of this structure here for the offense is to get movement. They need Jenkins blown vertically this way and to get a guy on 45. You're taught technically here from Jenkins to make sure you take up both of these blockers, allow your linebacker to roll free and make the play. Again, it's the dirty work from the young defensive lineman. He's willing and able to do it, and it'll be huge for the Bengals defense. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the double team action right there. Tight end working out, double team on the backside, a left tackle working out right there. Let's watch Jenkins, right? The moment he recognizes his double team, right? Gets into the guard, he feels a tackle come over. Watch what he does with his knees and his hips. He drops him low right there, and that splits a double team while he's also throwing the guard. He basically creates this massive amount of green grass for the linebacker to fill and does not allow this tackle. This tackle's trying to get up to 45. And because he kind of splits the double team, you see how he gets low, gets his knee to the ground, gets his hips low, creates a big pile there, allows 45 to run free completely untouched and make the tackle. Again, Jenkins didn't make the tackle on this play. I'm pretty sure his grade in terms of PFF probably was not very good. But in terms of winning football, team football, this will get it done, right? This is blowing up a double team because right here, you've got two chances here for the Bengals to make the play for a no gain, maybe a gain of a half yard, something like that. And it's all because of Jenkins taking up two blockers, right? If you have a defensive lineman that's willing and able to do things like this, you will have a stout, consistent defense like the Bengals have had over the past couple seasons. Let's take a look at it from the wide copy right here. You can see him right there at the three technique. Watch him dip and get horizontal. That is awesome stuff. You can almost see his feet slide. You see how low he gets right there? That is great stuff because he doesn't allow himself to get bowled over backwards. He doesn't give up a lot of ground vertically. He forces the offensive lineman to kind of get caught in this big pile. 45, the linebackers easily scoots around and makes a play. Great work here, helping out his team by Jenkins. All right, staying with some run defense. There's Jenkins right there lined up again in a three technique on the outside shoulder of the right guard. And the Buccaneers here are running a wide zone scheme concept. They're going to get the left tackle right here on the end man line of scrimmage. They're going to get kind of a zone double team between the center and the guard, working to the linebacker right here. They're going to get backside cutoffs in this situation. Backside cutoff number 73 is trying to cut off Jenkins right there. And they're trying to get the running back to work this way and then get north and south, run right this direction right here. And what the offense is trying to do in this situation is basically get these four guys dislocated this way, and then they get a seal on the backside so the running back can cut behind it, right? This is a scheme everybody runs. It puts a lot of pressure on Jenkins. He's going to make sure he gets over here to make sure that cutback gets closed up. He does a great job fighting through a potential holding penalty and really should have been called holding penalty and makes the play with one arm. Let's check it out. There's some motion and there's a snap. You can see right there, left tackle working out, zone double team right there on the play side, right guard working up to the linebacker, backside safety stuff there. And then you can see 73 is trying to cut off Jenkins right there. Watch Jenkins fight through this like belligerent holding there. I mean, come on. Like that's as much holding as you're ever going to see right there. Grabbing cloth. Jenkins is trying to pull away. This is a totally missed call. But here's the thing I love about Jenkins, right? He doesn't have what I call the Micah Parsons syndrome. For those of you who aren't familiar, Micah Parsons gets held a lot, but he complains about it a lot and doesn't get the calls. And a lot of times that prevents him from making plays. Sometimes you got to fight through the holding penalties. Sometimes you got to make a play anyway. And Jenkins does here. He's getting held, egregiously so, but still with one arm, he's fighting over to make the play. He doesn't give up right here and just try and scream and yell, try and draw a penalty, right? He's like, no, it's still on me. I still got to do my job. Even if I'm being held, I got to make this tackle here. And that's exactly what he does. I love the effort. I love the mentality. I love the willingness to fight through an egregious holding to make the play here. And again, dirty work here. Good work for Jenkins for the Bengals defense.
Yeah, Nick, in previous plays, we've talked about speed, explosiveness, and athleticism. This play, let's talk a little bit about Jenkins' strength. This is considered to be one of the pound for pound strongest players in this draft at the combine. This is a guy who put 29 reps up on the bench at 225, and he did it, and he was so high up. The only people that are ahead of him, which are only ahead of him by a rep or two, were 10 to 20 pounds heavier than Jenkins was. Say, for instance, Kingsley Suamatia, who's 320 pounds, who put up 31 reps on bench versus Jenkins 29. This guy is very strong, very powerful, and also in his weight room in college, this is a guy who's able to do a Turkish get up. Anyone knows one of the harder weightlifting moves that you can do with a 170-pound dumbbell. This guy has the strength, he has the power, and he has the speed and athleticism. It is a rare combination for a defensive lineman.
All right, let's end on my favorite play from Jenkins between his first two preseason games. There he is lined up at a three technique right here on the outside shoulder of the right guard for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's going to be a one-on-one pass protection situation like we talked about before. We're going to get the tackle one-on-one with the in-man line of scrimmage. Center is going to slide to the offense's left right there. Left guard's going to do the same. Left tackle is going to do the same, which means here we go. We get one-on-one right here. Left guard, right guard, excuse me, on Jenkins. And folks, you guys, watch Jenkins in this move right here. It is incredible stuff. It is awesome. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the offensive line in terms of the center, left guard, and left tackle slide to the left side of the offense, and we get one-on-one on the backside. I want you guys to watch Jenkins right here. Watch this incredible club. Boom. Oh my goodness gracious. Now look, it's a quick throw. So Jenkins doesn't give credit for a pressure or a quarterback hit or a sack. But if it wasn't a quick throw, this is a beeline kill shot for an easy sack fumble, or at least just an absolutely obliteration of the quarterback, right? And that's why stats can be misleading sometimes. You can have a defensive lineman win this so decisively, so incredibly, just embarrassing number 72 right there. And you don't get credit for anything because it's a quick throw, right? It's just this is the way a cookie crumbles sometimes. So just because you see stats looking at one way or the other doesn't mean a player didn't have a good game. And this was Jenkins here. This is an incredible rep, right? This is disruptive stuff. And this is a theme from Jenkins early on in his career. His ability to use his combination of athleticism, strength, size, speed, all that kind of good stuff to absolutely blow up and embarrass offensive linemen. We've seen him fight through holding penalties. We've seen him blow up double teams. We've seen him split offensive linemen to get pressure on quarterbacks in a sprint out situation. And here he's using just a vicious club move. I mean, oh my goodness, right there. Look at this, and boom. Oh man. It's like that's like a Mike Tyson hook right there. Goodness gracious. But using that vicious club move right there, that's just another tool in the repertoire from this exciting young defender.